कास्टिंग एक डायरेक्टर के अलावा कोई अच्छी कास्ट कर नहीं सकता। ये जो कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर हैं ये लाखों अच्छे एक्टरों को घर बिठा देते हैं और उन पे ट्राई करते हैं जिनको अभी पूरी ट्रेनिंग करनी बाकी है।
Over the period of watching Hindi films, a feature I got subconsciously accustomed to was seeing actors in particular type of roles. If Johnny Lever existed in a film, I knew he would be there for comedic relief. If I knew that Amrish Puri was playing anyone's father, I would know that he would be the brooding and angry force to be reckoned with. This was not because these roles represented the range that the actors possessed, but because the industry would double down on what previously worked, repeated on such a rigorous scale that it would become the norm. These actors, most of whom were celebrated graduates from the National School of Drama who would participate in a variety of performances across genres, would be limited because of the perception that was created that the audience cannot see them in any other light. Not realizing that the genre can vary, but the role of an actor is to assimilate in each world seamlessly. This is especially true for what is termed as comedic actors in Hindi cinema, boxed into playing caricatures to the point of not understanding or even comprehending their ability in other genres. You see actors like Pankaj Tripathi, Vijay Raz, Rajpal Yadav, actors who were mostly reduced to side characters that are essentially utilized for gags and comedic set pieces, when channelized into dramatic roles, put forth some of the most memorable performances. But the perception created for years has only created an atmosphere where the audience demands for Yadav to be boxed as the Jyotishi from Mujhse Shaadi Karogi or the overexcited Pandit from Bhool Bhulaiya. These roles aren't a bad thing, but the actors themselves state on how the industry and market forces stunt their growth even before they could have the ability to fly. As Rajpal Yadav stars in a small movie this weekend titled Ardh that released on Z5, I started to contemplate about a lot of these things. Why can't we envision a time where actors like Yadav can have a film headed by them and mounted and advertised on a respectable scale? Why doesn't the general public resonate when a movie like Kamyab or Kadvi Hawa starring Sanjay Mishra comes out? Is it because our respect for these artists is restricted to the rhetoric on social media, or has the theatre experience now been restricted to merely larger-than-life escapism? I don't really know the answer to that question. Ardh on Z5 focuses on the life of Shiva, played by Rajpal Yadav, a struggling actor living with his wife Madhu, played by Rubina, and a son. The man is trying to make ends meet, doing menial jobs in order to just get the basics sorted on a daily basis. Whether it be begging for money as a eunuch, construction and cleaning jobs, or be a delivery boy, no job can hurt his ego, as it is the case of mere survival. The movie is extremely rudimentary in its filmmaking. It's made on a shoestring budget. Its dubbing, especially of the little child, is mediocre at best. The cinematography gives you a perception that you are watching a YouTube skit rather than a feature film. Some of the supporting characters ham their way through, and yes, the movie does have its melodramatic mid-2000s undertones, which denotes caricatures in the form of sleazy directors and cringe dialogues like "I want a secretary who is pretty and sexy." As Rajpal Yadav walks defeated through a traffic light as a beautiful song sung by Sonu Nigam called Zindagi plays in the background, it broke my heart to see a relatively good idea packaged in such an ordinary, forgettable fashion. Could Ardh have been something exceptional? Despite its mediocre technical qualities, there were moments from this film that still stayed with me. It might be because I'm deeply entrenched with the goings within the film industry and how Ardh in some of its inventive moments highlights some of the biggest problems that plagues this impenetrable and mostly superficial industry. Shiva, played beautifully by Rajpal Yadav, and Rubina, who plays Madhu, both in fine form by the way. The husband is one among many in the city of dreams, trying not only to create a name for himself but mere space in the city for his family, where no one has time to stop and contemplate where they're heading. As the couple sits in their small apartment, the wife gets her husband ready for work, knowing that they have no option. Anything goes when survival is the goal. The grilling process of auditions and what constitutes as being qualified for roles has to be the best feature that this film focuses on. Many people coming to this unforgiving city have all their eggs in one basket. As the starry-eyed perception completely fades away, one becomes accustomed to the world of rejection and being termed as not fit for every role. English movie dialogues for Hindi films, cringeworthy lines for advertisements, the dying medium of theatre, the incessant requirement for everyone to be 6 feet with a chiseled body. Shiva hilariously states, "ये तो थिएटर में बताया नहीं कि अभिनय के साथ बॉडी भी बनाओ." The film, through its moments, provides a great reflection of the fickle nature of what one considers to be talent in the film industry, and it's hilarious as it leads to the public complaining about how most actors now look like prototypes of the same kind of people. If the portfolio is acting, when did muscles become the requirement? Shiva states, producer जिसको खड़ा कर दे, वो ही actor कहलाएगा. In a beautiful scene shared between Rajpal Yadav and Rubina, the husband feels defeated in not having the ability to provide for his wife, stating, आज से सपने देखना बंद. The movie, while technically absolutely inept and paling in comparison to the quality of movies you have seen in the OTT space, there are still some profound truths explored in Ardh that makes it for an interesting watch, especially if you're deeply invested in the film industry and its ins and outs. I think the most telling moment from the film that one can create parallels with an actor like Rajpal Yadav or anyone that has not been explored as artists is when a DOP feels astonished when he sees Shiva's talent. He asks him, "Bhai Shiva, tu kahan par tha?" And he replies, "Main to yahi tha." A story for many who merely want to be noticed. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you think about this phenomena of boxing artists in a particular genre. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.